All right, seventh inning stretch here with you. Friday before, yes, Canada versus USA. And it's not hockey, people. It's baseball on the line tonight. Me and Logan Stone are going to talk a little World Baseball Classic. I got a couple questions I need to revisit with Logan on the ABS system. And maybe, or we were wrong last week about the excitement of it. I want to get his thoughts on that as well. And then I got one little sneak attack question for him on a shorter episode of Seventh Inning Stretch. That is going to start right now. All right, you're getting me from my garage, Logan from his house. Here we go. No.
I'm driving.
Oh, no. I thought maybe. You don't want to judge nowadays. No, just joking. You see the guy, he's lived 30 days in his car before spring training. Logan Stone there with us. Logan, Canada, USA tonight. Before I get into that, you had to, the drama that Mark DeRosa caused by not speaking English correctly, not understanding the rules correctly. They got past it. Thank you. The Italian. We appreciate the effort you put in the other night to keep us alive. What do you make of the drama of like, all right, we look like we're advancing. All they have Italy, and then then they're down 8-0, and people are like, holy crap, they can still not make it. What was your thought around that? As we thought they were automatics going into that night.
Well, I don't know. Like, I'm still confused. Like, so when did he find out that they weren't automatically in? Was it in the middle of the game? The fourth inning or something, like, and then he's like, "Oh, well, it had to be this game doesn't matter." And then King Griffey was like, "Actually, it does." And then he goes, "Oh crap!" Like,
I gotta think he knew before that.
Yeah.
I wonder even with him if he knew in the interview. I don't know. Like, I guess you don't, because you don't say something that irrational. It's just one of those comments where you're like, oh my, like, could you imagine if they lost? What he'd be feeling right now? Because it's not just that you lost; it's that you said something. In a lot of people's eyes, when you're a dominant team like that and you should beat another team, and then you say something stupid, what do they call it? Bulletin board material tool. That was that times 1,000, because then you were just looking ignorant that you're like, we're so good we don't even need to know what we're. You know what I mean? Like, to me, he dodged a huge bullet, a huge one, in terms of media criticism.
Yeah. So, it's a shame because I think he's a pretty good manager, all things considered. But I honestly think that, like, no matter, like, even if he said, "Oh yeah, we still have one more game to win," we have to beat Italy, like, they were still going to lose that game just because the Americans didn't have good pitching apart from Paul Skeens. And that was kind of the issue. With Skubal leaving and Logan Webb leaving, now luckily they have Joe Ryan coming in, which is going to be incredibly helpful. But so that was a little scary to me. That was more scary to me than the Mark DeRosa comments, honestly, was seeing the pitching of the Americans.
I think the Mark DeRosa thing didn't look good because it came across as ignorant. It just came, that's where it was. The one thing I do want to say, because I don't think I'm going to lose track, and I didn't think about it until you just brought that up, is with all these guys leaving, you know what it reminds me of? And this would be a grander scale, but because the USA is closer to other countries than USA basketball was when about 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I will say this, like when the USA first started losing, like, they lost to Argentina, then they won the bronze medal, then they lost to, so people started to see Team USA lost. I wonder with like the Americans that are American-born baseball players and the way they set up the system, where it was like eventually Team USA said, nope, you got to be all in. We're getting Coach K. You got to commit to this or you don't be part of it.
Yeah.
Right now, like obviously with spring training being kind of right around or happening now in the MLB season, happening right around the corner, you can see why teams that like own these players are afraid to have them pitch big innings here, opposed to NBA basketball where it's July, where it's the middle of their off season. I just find it I find it curious to see if there's ever a point where baseball MLB players could be all in on something like this, because they did it a long time ago in the summer when Tommy Lasorda was the coach with college players, and they ended up winning gold, and it was a big deal because they had college players and amateurs. I guess I look at it at grammar, like the way you speak of it. I go, at what point does Team USA Baseball say you're either all in or you're not?
Yeah. I mean, it is hard whenever you have a guy like Paul Skeens come in and say, oh, yeah, I'll play, but I'll only play for one game. Because it's like, I mean, not Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, I know what you
mean. So it's like, oh, yeah, you still want Tarek Skubal, even if it is for one game. I wish that they had that one game be, in the quarterfinals and not, against Britain when you knew that it was going to be a...
But is that a good team thing? Like, I don't know.
No, I get it. I mean, Herb, what was it? Herb...
Miracle on Ice.
The Miracle on Ice, yeah. He said, I'm not looking for the best players. I'm looking for the right ones who are committed to the team. I mean, it is a little bit like... I definitely do feel a difference. Like, I saw Julio...
Herb Brooks.
Herb Brooks. Herb Brooks. I grew up watching that movie 20 times a day, it seemed like. So, anyways, but like Julio Rodriguez, he was being interviewed the other day, and they had asked him a question of like about the Mariners and like, is he being pressured or something to go back to the Mariners? And he said, "Mariners, I love you. You're my second favorite city, but this is more important to me right now, is that representing the Dominican Republic." And I'm not trying to say like, where's the patriotism, but I'm also like, I would like us to be the dominant force in our sport once again. Like, there's a reason why Canadians get so hurt whenever they lose in hockey all the time. Like,
yeah. No, I hear you. Like we did in basketball. That was my example.
Like you said, also with the dream, with the Redeem team. Yeah.
Well, meaning like we just expected dominance every year.
Yeah.
But even as we were winning as we got to the early 2000s, it was like, oh, we still expect to win, even though it's maybe not our best team, or we put it together 3 weeks before the thing even starts. We just took it with more like, oh, we'll beat them, instead of, all right, you got to commit to this years, you got to be involved. All right, Skubal, maybe you don't have to throw 50 innings, but you're on the team. We're trying to win, and I mean that's the type of buy-in that you want. I mean, I just see that eventually, Logan, being the road that World Baseball is going to have to go to in USA. It might not be now, but eventually that's what it's going to like. What did you say about the guy from the Mariners? What was the name?
Julio Rodriguez.
I always thought it'd be a funny skit if that was Nolan Arenado about Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Because he's played for 2 countries, just being like, all right, winning for Puerto Rico would matter more than the World Series. Like, I thought that'd be funny. I was taking it from a guy and go the opposite end of it from that end. So all right, I think so I think like that part will actually happen too. You talk about the intensity. I thought that was kind of funny, the drama between Cal and Arozarena.
Yeah,
Come on, you like that stuff. You like that stuff.
I mean, I liked it. I just don't see the drama of it. And
well, do you think Arozarena is offended? That would be the only way there's drama, is if he's offended. Do you think he was actually offended or faking it?
I don't know. I think he was fake. I think he was playing it up a little bit, like, "Oh, I'm angry. Right. Let's beat America now." Yeah. But like all the what was it? The Dominican and the Republic, the Dominican and the Venezuelan team were playing, and they shook hands and hugged. And I'm like, oh, okay, like that's nice, but we're gonna.
You have no problem what Cal did, even to his teammate in Seattle.
No, it's not his teammate.
I gotcha. All right. Like I said, that was a big story though, right? That week, that was a big thing.
Yeah, no,
It
Yeah,
is interesting because they play on the same team and they're both like,
yeah.
one of their 5 best players on their team, probably.
I
So.
think they were. I think it was a little bit of kayfabe, and yeah, I think they were just kind of playing it up a little bit more than and making a bigger story.
Do you take any stock in Aaron Judge? Come on, you had a chance, Captain America. Had a chance. He struck out at Team Italy. I mean, what are we doing here? That was a rough night. We had it. We thought it was, and then Harper in the inning before he pops out the left field. Even after Roman Anthony tried to set him up, the Red Sox, he tried to set him up there for a 3-run homer as a pinch hitter. Any thoughts of who are the superstars coming up a little short there against the Italians?
Yeah, it was a little hurtful to lose to Italy, especially after they had like 20 espressos in a row or something.
Hey, that's steroids advantage, right?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, you didn't think any. I mean, come on! I thought Judge was going to come up big. He did it. Come on, he's your guy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he had a home run in the game. Right?
No. That was the guy I said was going to be the MVP. Big Pete.
Oh
Armstrong.
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and then and I said Harper was going to be great.
He pops out the left field there.
They tried.
They tried. That I'll give you. That I tried.
It's a little hard to do that whenever you're down 5-0 at by the 4th inning, and then you kind of come crawling back a little bit. Thanks, Roman Anthony, for making it 5-3.
5-3. Have you enjoyed the World Baseball Classic so far? Where are you at with it?
I have. I haven't had time to watch so much, unfortunately. So, I mean, that's like, I think I've only watched one American game. I'm going to watch the American and Canadian game tonight, and I watched a little bit of Japan, but.
Do you think with a little bit more time off here in your schedule, you'll be able to check it out a little bit, the final round?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll try. I'll watch, or I definitely will watch all the quarterfinals and finals, or semifinals and finals. And
yeah, it'll be nice to see. I mean, it would obviously be disappointing if they lost tonight, right? USA.
Oh yeah,
it'd be a tough one. Canada making it for the first time through pool play.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose to Canada, that's worse than beating Canada in hockey. So I would hate to have the Canadians hold that over my head. Let me tell you something. For me, there's British people and Canadian, and so.
If you're a British person, respond now. I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked up the Blue Jays quite a bit though during World Series.
We did.
Let's be fair. And we were fans of Canada during that time.
Yeah.
You get haunted to that.
I had a piece with Canada a little bit. So.
I love the crowd in Puerto Rico. Good stuff, man. That's good stuff right there. I know it's a little. I know it's a little bit more obnoxious. People would say that, but like with all the sound, that's the one thing I always, as a kid, I always respected Boston fans for that. Is like it would be like a 2-0 pitch, but they could feel in like the second inning with 1 out, but they could feel the pitcher was starting to grind, and like that. I always respected like that part of their fan base a little bit. I think as those guys have been priced out, maybe not as much anymore as Boston back when I'm thinking like 90s type of era, like, and those fans have got priced out the day-to-day kind of fans that kind of cheer on those little stuff. So I don't know about that. Whoa. MVP this year. We'll take that. I'll take a little Nick Kurtz MVP this year. I'll take
wow.
I mean, let's start with an all-star game.
Someone's buttering your biscuit there.
Let's start with an all-star game there. How the Padres? We'll get there with it. Whoa, easy. Just because we're spring break here, Logan. Spring break fever here at Logan. We got no, I think Kurtz is obviously going to be. It would have been. I honestly thought he could have been a Team USA all the way type of guy there.
Good.
I want to. So all right. So you got USA wins tonight. Japan's rolling. Absolute. Ohtani just confirming he's continuing to be the best player in baseball, right? I mean, every time this guy has a chance to perform, he's like, "Yeah, just want to remind you all, I'm a step above all of you even you great players, I'm a step above you. I mean, honestly, I don't know what more to say about this guy. He literally rises to the occasion too. That's what I'm like really starting to respect about him even more now. It's like he is a great player, but when it matters the most, and he usually has that ability to rise to that occasion when the crowd's expecting it too. That's a different level of athletic performance.
Like, yeah, he definitely, like, whenever, you know, and I'm like, you know what they used to say about like Albert Pujols was like, you know, he was one of those rare guys where you expected him to get a hit, you expected him to do something productive in the game, or like hit a home run, or you know, drive the run in, and he was one of the few players where you just like he would actually do it, and so like seeing that in Shohei is pretty cool. But right now we hate Shohei Ohtani, so stupid Ohtani.
That's the only thing that has me a little nervous about it. Floppy, you're in here. I know. Before I get back to that, the guy they got in the trade looks like he's going to be a stud from Miller. But I'm watching Miller pitch for Team USA, and I'm like, this guy, if he stays, I mean, like you said, Logan, these guys throw so hard they're going to get hurt probably. But my God, his stuff is electric when it's on. It is just as good as it gets when it's on. That little slider changeup, but he still throws 96. I think they had some crazy stat like hitters are 1 for 60 against it. Like, my God. And then like the last 60 at bats, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense with how nasty that is. All right, so he's lined up looking a little better. I wear black and white now, not green and gold. I wear black and white.
Wow.
It's just like yeah, go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask because so I heard Dusty Baker because he got eliminated, and I saw his press conference after they got eliminated, and he said one of the reporters said, "Was there something that you noticed about the teams in the WBC?" Or did you learn anything, you know, that you hadn't necessarily learned in your past, you know, 50 years in baseball or whatever? And it was really interesting. He said, you know, it was nice to see that you know, there's a lot of countries that can play, like, have really solid ball players.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of said, you know, it is really cool because, like, you never even heard of some of these guys, and you watch them, and they're really good. And they come from, you know, Panama, Nicaragua, you know, all these other places. And so it kind of got me thinking, like, I would be really interested in like like more than, and that's kind of what the WBC does, is like it really gets me interested in an international draft of like, hey, let's get more of these guys that we don't necessarily hear of playing in American baseball, and like
there were some cool stories that came out of it.
Yeah, and so I'm really interested, and I know we've been like talking about the international draft for a couple of years now, but every year we have a WBC. Like I get really more and more interested in.
Do you think they should get it in the Olympics again? Is there a way for it? What do you think about that? Bryce Harper brought that up.
Baseball in the Olympics?
He kind of thought it'd be better to have it there, more exposure.
It's just during the summer. It's always,
I mean, like, no, they would have to take time off. They would have to take time off like NHL does. There's no other way to do it, right? You'd have to take 4 weeks off. That seems weird.
I don't know if, I mean, I don't know, because like that's during the MLB season, and I don't think a lot of teams are going to be okay with their players leaving in the middle of the season. 4 weeks is a lifetime, and I get it. It's once every 4 years, but still.
Floppy says, I always wish Cuba could play all their guys. They can only play their guys who didn't defect from this country and try to make the MLB. I think there's scenarios where, like, I made fun of it a little bit, but like the Arenado thing, just in the sense of you're trading countries, like, I know
Yeah.
I'm not saying whatever it is what it is. Your parents are further. I'm just saying it's kind of funny to me that you like change team like that, but it is what it is. I always want the best guys from their country. You know,
Yeah.
that would be great if they could do eventually figure that out to where I mean that's what you want ultimately. And baseball though is still there are a long ways from getting to the point where like where I would say the NHL and the NBA are
Yeah.
in hockey type of world competitions. And the reality is a lot of countries don't play baseball. I mean that's just the
Yeah.
reality of the situation. So you're going to have a smaller group of countries that actually can be competitive, right? Like yeah, sure we can play, Sweden, but like Sweden, you know what I mean, or whatever, but they're not competing in this But what makes this tournament interesting is in a format like tonight, you have USA where all they have to do is like they did against Italy, have some bad pitching, and Canada pulls an upset. So you
Yeah.
have that as always a possibility along the way too, where that could, yeah, no, I get it. Oh, I exactly. Mexico loves him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Arenado has played as Cuba, but played for Mexico. Yeah, like I said, yeah, anyways, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I've said it enough about what I think about some of like these guys changing countries like that, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. In terms of where they are with it, I just will say this. Think I said it to you a week ago, and then I'll move on. Is like the question I asked you was, do you find this more entertaining though than at least spring trading? And I think so far we've gotten
Oh
that in a
yeah.
week, right?
Yeah.
Like me and you've talked for 30 minutes basically right now over games that ultimately don't affect the season, but we've had the Rosarena rally thing. We've had USA get down 8-0 to the Atlantic. We have all that. Like there's been some good stuff along the way. Dusty Baker, we've seen Yadi Molina coaching, you arguing with umpires. We got several really Cervelli coaching for Italy. I think it's kind of fun. I just enjoy the tournament. Andrew Jones, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know, Logan.
Maybe
I
if
think
it,
for me and you, we thought it would be a success, and I feel the same way.
yeah, and I like maybe if it was a part of the Winter Games, but instead of playing in like Milan or wherever, they actually stayed in Japan,
Well, I like
but
that.
like um, they covered it as a part of the Olympics, like really, and so, but I'm not
That's probably more
sure.
realistic time, huh?
Yeah, and I
That's
would
probably.
say like, and then
Or
like
should they just have
if
college players play?
yeah,
Just have college players play in the Olympics. I guarantee USA fans would be behind it in a different way,
yeah, yeah,
but they wouldn't have the
there's
same. They wouldn't be as popular, right? That's part
yeah.
of these Olympic sports is you can sell your professional athletes as countrymen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I think there's a way. I'm not 100% sure what that way is.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, I wanted to ask you a question about ABS real quick. I know we're getting a little longer than I said I would do, but so I was thinking about it a little bit more. Where I said I love it, great idea. I enjoy, it, and I do still like the idea of it. And I have to remind myself the way they're doing it in the spring training is not the way that these teams will probably operate doing it in the regular season.
Yeah,
Because man, like I'm telling you, like the delays are a little bit more than I thought they were going to be. Not crazy, but if you do like 4 in a row on pitches, I'm like I don't
yeah,
know, and like either we're firing umpires for being bad or just get robot umps. Like at this point, what are we doing?
yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe a little doubt creeped in my mind. Have you changed it all over that period of time, or just I don't know? Am I being crazy here
No,
a
I
little bit?
mean, yeah, I mean, I said it last time we talked about it. Like, if Angel Hernandez was still playing, or even CB Buckner, who I think was the issue,
Mm-hmm.
um, like, you know, we're gonna have to deal with the fact that yeah, we're gonna spend another minute per game or so challenging pitches because they're so terrible at their jobs and should be fired. Um, but the thing is that the I think the ABS was kind of the middle ground between uh, to something that the umpire union and MLB could like kind of understand and just be okay with. Like the umpires union, they will not fire their umpires for any reason, and they can't even
No,
And so, I mean, it's disappointing that we still have
it's
CB
frustrating.
Buckner in the world of baseball. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be. It definitely needs to get tighter. The challenge system, like, hey, like 2 seconds. It's got to take 2 seconds, but it'll take a
Like
little bit
just
of time
somebody
to.
saying ball, like literally that to the umpire,
Yeah.
ball. All right, ding. Not seeing the video and all that stuff all the time because that would get ridiculous. I don't think teams. Will you admit that you don't think teams will use it the same way that they are right now in spring training, or do you think they will
Oh
call
yeah,
it that
no,
much in the first quarter? In the
no. I think it's going to be a
first
lot more
phase?
strategic. It'll be a lot more strategic during the season. Um, and I think right now they're just kind of playing with it and seeing what they can do with it and uh, what players can use it, what players shouldn't use it. Um, I think it's still kind of in the testing phase. It may drag on a little bit at the first month of the season, but it'll. I think it'll be cleaned up a little bit better.
All right. No, I hear you. I think that's going to be a big part of it. So, anyways, that was caught my attention this week too. And then the other thing I wanted to get to you about today too was I don't know why I was thinking about MVPs a little bit and just like past MVPs, and that's going to be my trivia question for you to give you a little hint. But I just was thinking like headed into this year, do you feel like it's as simple as it's Otani's to basically lose every year where he's written in now? Like I was thinking like who's number
Yeah.
2? Like if he's pitching, who's number 2? Like there's such a massive gap in that regard.
Yeah.
Like I just this guy literally he's gonna pass Bonds. He's got I don't see how he doesn't. He's gonna have to not be healthy for these years to not be able to pass Bonds because he has a skill set even Bonds doesn't have.
Yeah.
And so and then I look at the AL and I go, well, good God, this is Judge's not to lose every year. This isn't Bobby Witt's not to lose every year. And then maybe there's somebody else that surprises me. There always is.
Juan Soto, yeah.
But these guys, I mean, Soto's gonna have to hell of a year, or Otani is hurt, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of the MVP races kind of headed into this year? No
Yeah,
favorites. We're not picking it, but just the idea of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Juan Soto's probably 2. In the NL, I don't really know. Probably Alec Burleson.
Devers.
He's probably going to be runner up. No. But
De La Cruz, come on, De La Cruz.
Yeah. But it is funny, like Josh and I talked about this a couple of years ago, because I kind of had that same issue. Was I love Otani. I think he's great. I think he's deserved every MVP he's won. But like at a certain point, you have to be like, okay, like, is there something like? I get it. He plays 2 positions, but like, does that just automatically mean that you win MVP if you like? He's not a great pitcher. Like he's a solid pitcher, but he's not a great pitcher.
All right.
He's a great hitter, but so if he has a +4 ERA, but he still smashed 50 home runs and 60 stolen bases, like, does that still win you the MVP? I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something to it. So, I don't know. Maybe there's got to be an Otani award, like, in the next couple of years.
Award. Otani Award. All right, you get the Otani Award. You've won 7. You can't win any more. You are disqualified from winning the MVPs at this point. I mean, because his hitting, Logan alone would put him ahead. Like last year, he would have won on his hitting.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, it wasn't even pitching to do with it.
Yeah. So I mean, and I definitely agree with those. I just like there was a year it was when Judge hit 62 home runs and had ridiculous stat line, and Otani was still with the Angels, and people were like, but he pitches too, and he pitched like 40
You're
innings.
saying Cy Young. I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah, and like I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, okay, Otani does two positions, and then they're like, the conversation is over because Otani does, and I'm like, that can't be the end of the conversation. We just need to adapt the conversation of MVP, and
this is where MVP gets weird, and like especially the NFL, because you'll see it where like literally people say, well, it should just be a quarterback award, right? Because basically it's like it's only these guys can win this award. It's not even like it's not set up for a receiver or a defensive end to win MVP or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. Or I mean, you'd have to have an all-time season to win it.
You'd have to have like 12 sacks in a year or something.
Well, that would only get you to the halfway to the record, but yeah, that would. The guy Myles Garrett said it this year, and he wasn't even an MVP for the Browns. That's my point. Like with that. All right, I got one more thing with Logan, but I want to get to our flashback video. Here, Team USA inspired. Here we go. All right, here we go. Yeah. So Team USA all the way. A lot of people have probably seen this video, but as a coach, it's one of my favorite ones. USA, let's beat Canada today.
If a coach gives you an instruction and your response is, I know, or but I wasn't, or I heard, or yeah, but then this happened, just be coachable. Just take the instruction in, you know? This isn't about be perfect. This isn't about never be wrong. If you don't have enough toughness to be coachable, to take some instruction in, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to help be a part of the win and not the reason why we lost.
Get your head of the game tonight. Get your head of the game. Be damn coachable. Beat Canada tonight. Let's go, Team USA. Let's go. I don't want to hear any of this excuses. I want us to be coachable and win a game tonight, Logan Stone. Let's go.
Yeah. I would not want Brad Ausmus to be telling Aaron Judge what to do, but yeah. Or I don't even know who that was, but I think it's just a college coach.
Yeah, it's good. But I like his words. My friend. I like his words. Let's go. Got to be coachable, my friend. All right. Go ahead.
King Griffey can give instructions, I think.
No, but you got to be coachable, even if it's from a loser. You got to be able to be coachable with it. All right. Here's my trivia for today. I'm going to keep it simple with you. Logan, not impressed by the flashback video there. There was one I had there, but I said I can't go to it yet. I've literally had it would have been a year and a half. I've had it here, but I said this isn't the night. It's not the night to bring it out yet, so we're not going to do it. We'll save that one for a different time. All right, it's as simple as it gets, kind of like last week. And one of the closest races in MVP history, 1995 American League MVP was decided by 8 votes. The winner had 308. Second place had 300. First place had 12 first place votes. Second had 11. MVP, who won the 1995 AL MVP by exactly 8 votes.
95.
I will give you one clue. The winner was a first baseman.
Why do I want to say Mo Vaughn?
Because you're good. You're good at what you do, Logan Stone. You
was
are
it
correct
really?
in it. It is
my
Mo
goodness.
Vaughn. All right. Do you know who he beat? That would be crazy if you know who he beat. 95 after the strike. All that stuff.
It's not a shortstop, is it? It's not the shortstop. No, okay.
No, he's known for crushing a second baseman.
It's not Jeff Kent.
No, Albert Bell is our second.
Oh yeah,
with the Native Americans, he finished second, and then Edgar Martinez third, Jose Mesa the closer fourth, and Seattle 5. So you had Boston 1.
Oh yeah,
and then you had 2 Indians and 2 Mariners in the top 5 there in the American League. 8 points. That'd be an all-time MVP race if we saw that again here soon. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. All right. Hey.
Finally, I answer a question with Mo Vaughn, and he's finally the answer.
That a boy.
I feel like I answered him like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Sir, is it Mo? If you answer me in 2 weeks, Momo, I'll slap you. All right, we'll do over line. We'll slap you on that one. Kevin, I'm not going to bring Momo up again, man. All right, well, all right, USA all the way, Mighty Dax. Let's go. Let's get the job done tonight. Let me and Logan watch some more baseball that matters here the next few days for us. Give us that for us on that side of it. Logan, we'll probably get into next week. Me and you both probably sound like we want to recap what happened in the World Baseball Classic. And, of course, we'll get closer to the regular season for you as well. So I do want to talk a little regular season next week in the terms of just some of these broadcast changes. I want to get your thoughts on that as well. Like, does that matter to you at all? People hype it up like it should. So, anyways, baseball is right here around the corner. Let's go USA all the way. For Logan Stone, I'm Darren Breyer. We'll see you next week on 7th Inning Street.